I'm Dana Loesch. So in the middle of a supply chain crisis, an ongoing border crisis, an inflation crisis, and coming off of a foreign policy crisis in Afghanistan, the Biden administration has turned its attention to the issue that matters to you most. And we know that's gender equity. Yes, the Biden administration has unveiled the first ever national strategy on gender equity and equality. And this is the crisis the average American needs addressed right now so desperately. Now, I should point out that it's kind of hard to imagine a national strategy on gender being brought to us by a White House who actually doesn't believe in gender. But remember, gender, right, is according to the Marxist Democrats, is simply a societal and cultural construct. It's not actually biologically fixed. Gender is a creation of society and nothing more. And that's what we're told, which means gender can be reconstructed or reinvented and shaped in any way that we choose. And that's what those newfangled pronouns that the woke love are all about. You know, the whole she, her, his, and him, he, his. Announcing your pronouns is a way of signaling that you believe in this new insane view about gender. Don't ask me mine because I can't say them. It's bad. Kamala Harris is on board with this crazy. So here she is in a 2019 CNN town hall. She was announcing her pronouns. Now, you'll never guess, Kamala Harris is a woman. And thank goodness she tells the audience that she's a woman to kick off the town hall, rather than leave everyone guessing. I mean, would anybody know? Listen to the super awkward exchange between Kamala Harris and hard-hitting journalist Chris Cuomo.
Good to see you, Senator. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
How are you? And my pronouns are she, her, and hers.
She, her, and her. Mine too.
All right.
It's hard to engage, so awkward, in a fantasy and not have everyone else notice how weird it is. I mean, was everyone sitting there going, wait a minute, has she registered her pronouns yet? Wait. Okay, yeah, okay. All right, she got them. She's got them in. By the way, had a conservative answered the way that Chris Cuomo did, joking about his pronouns, they would have called for his head, not just his job. But in any case, this is the gender-bending cray-cray world of the Marxist left, where gender is not biological, but it's an identity that you can appropriate and wear like a costume and then announce it to other people so you can appear virtuous and woke. In fact, there's dozens and dozens of gender identities according to the progressive left. I don't even know what the hell two-spirited is, but it's apparently one. Asexual, pansexual, intersex. Wasn't there a movie starring Brad Pitt? No, that was Interstellar. Sorry. It goes on and on. These identities can change day to day or in the very same day even, whatever. It doesn't need to actually correlate to any kind of biological reality. Point is, if gender is just made up, then how exactly can the White House announce a national strategy on gender? I mean, what exactly would a gender policy from an administration that doesn't believe in gender look like? Inquiring minds. Well, it turns out it looks like a bunch of progressive woke BS. And that's what it is. It's a salad bowl of progressive issues all rolled up under the banner of a national strategy on gender. So let's go through this plan, which came in the form of a fact sheet tweeted out by our she, her, them, whatever, vice president. It starts out with this preamble, quote, the Biden-Harris administration issues the first ever national gender strategy to advance the full participation of all people, including women and girls, because they're people. Sidebar, that's totally New Kids on the Block. Song, lyric, it's all around the world. In the United States and around the world, end quote. Oh my gosh, did they totally rip off NKOTB? I think they did. First thing that you'll notice is there's no mention of men at all in the national strategy on gender equity and equality. And we quickly scanned the fact sheet, couldn't find the words man, men, or boys anywhere. It's like the male gender doesn't exist, which usually that's how it goes with the female gender. And that tells you everything that you need to know about the National Strategy on Gender Equity and Equality Plan. But it's also a very shocking admission because by every statistic, it's America's men and boys who seem to be in deep trouble. Because it's men filling up prisons, men who are responsible for most of the violent crimes, men who disproportionately can't read. It's men who aren't graduating from high school by a soaring rate, men who aren't graduating from college by a soaring rate. In fact, it's like 60% women who are now getting college degrees. Boys are also getting the worst grades. And it's also men and boys that seem to be under full-scale assault from a culture who finds everything about them toxic. Do you remember that whole toxic masculinity? There is no equivalent culturally accepted pejorative like toxic masculinity being hurled at women. I disagree. I think bitches is accurate. Women, at least according to the Marxist woke, represent the best that humanity has to offer. But men are toxic, and it's time they got to the back of the societal line because they had their moment in the sun.